Hello, my name is Mayanka. I am accounts and a finance trainer from UPLETS. Today, we are covering the topic of marginal costing. This is part 3 of marginal costing. We have covered this topic in 4 parts, part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. Today, we will discuss part 3 of marginal costing. This is contain some relevant concept and some relevant points which are related to the marginal costing. Marginal costing part 3. Method of break-even analysis. In the previous class, in part 2, we have discussed the break-even analysis. Now, in this class, we will discuss the method of break-even analysis. For the understanding of break-even analysis, kindly consider part 2 so that you can understand the concept of break-even analysis. Now, we will discuss the methods of break-even analysis. The break-even analysis may be conducted by the following two methods. The break-even analysis may be conducted by the following two methods. Number one is there are two methods for conducting the break-even analysis. Algebraic computation and the graphical presentation. There are two methods. Number one is algebraic computations and by the graphically presentation. There are only two methods. Now we will discuss first break-even point. What is the break-even point and how to calculate the break-even point? First, we will calculate the break-even point and then we will calculate how to determine and how to calculate what is the formula of break-even point. The break-even point is a point where neither profit nor loss has been made. Is that the break-even point is a point where the profit and where the amount of loss is zero. Is that the profit where there is no profit and there is no loss? Then such point is to be known as break-even point. The break-even point implies that in order to break even, the amount of contribution which is generated should be exactly equal to the fixed cost incurred. In the case of break-even point, the amount of contribution is exactly equal. The amount of contribution is exactly equal with the amount of fixed cost. The amount of contribution is exactly equal or it is exactly same with the amount of fixed cost. Is that in the case of break even, the contribution is equal to fixed cost. And the break even point is to be calculated as the break even in the unit is to be calculated as number is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Fixed cost divided by contribution per unit is the formula to calculate the break-even point. Is that the break-even point in the unit is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Break-even point in the unit is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Now we will discuss it by the way of example. There are certain examples. There are an example on the basis of which we can understand how to calculate the break-even point. ABC manufacturing a single product. There is a manufacturing organization ABC Limited which manufacture a single product and incur the variable cost of rupees 300 per unit. The variable cost is 300 rupees per unit and the fixed cost is 2 lakh rupees per unit per month. If the product which is sold by the organization is 500 rupees per unit, then what will be the break-even point? If the selling price is 500, variable cost is 300 and fixed cost is 2 lakh rupees, then what will be the break even point? Then the formula of break even point is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. And the contribution is equal to selling price less the variable cost. Selling price less the variable cost. Then the selling price is 500 and the variable cost is 300. Selling price is 500 and the variable cost is 300. Then the contribution is equal to 200. 500 less 300 is 200. Then the amount of, the break even point in the unit is equal to fixed cost 2 lakh divided by contribution per unit, which is 200, is equal to 1000 unit. The break even point in unit is equal to 1000. Is that when the company produce 1000 unit, there will not be any profit or any loss. Is that up to 1000 unit, the amount of contribution and the amount of fixed cost will be same. After the 1000 unit, the company will earn the amount of profit. So on the basis of this example, we have understood how to calculate the break even point in the units. The break even point in the value. Now we will calculate the break even point in value. The formula is total fixed cost divided by contribution. Total fixed cost divided by contribution. In the previous, when we calculate the break even point in units, then the formula is total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. The contribution per unit. But in the case when the break even point is in value, then the formula is total fixed cost divided by total contribution. And the break even point in the value is equal to, there is a next equation, or the next formula is, there are two formulas of break even point in the value. The second formula is total fixed cost divided by CV ratio into sales. Total fixed cost divided by CV ratio into 100, into sales is the formula of break even point in the value. On the basis of this formula, we can calculate the break even point in the value. What is the cash break even point? First, we have discussed the break even point of the units or break even point of the production. Now, we will discuss the cash break even point. What is the cash break even point? When break even point is calculated only with those fixed costs which are payable in cash. When the break even point is calculated, when the break even point is calculated only with those fixed costs which are payable in cash, then such a break even is to be known as cash break even point. When the break even point is to be calculated only with those fixed costs, when the break even point is calculated only with those fixed costs which are payable in the cash, then such break even point is to be known as cash break even point. This means that depreciation and the other non-cash fixed costs are excluded from the fixed cost in computing the cash break-even point, because the depreciation and the other non-cash fixed costs are those costs which are not payable in cash. So, for calculating the cash break-even point, the amount of depreciation and other non-cash expenses or non-cash fixed costs are excluded from the fixed cost in computing the cash break-even point. The formula of cash break-even point is cash break-even point is equal to cash fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. The cash break-even point is equal to the cash break-even The cash break-even point is equal to cash fixed cost, total fixed cost less non-cash fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. On the basis of this, we can calculate the cash break-even point. Now, we will discuss it by the way of example. M&P Limited sold 2,75,000 units of its product at 37.5 per unit. Is that M&P Limited is a company which sold 2,75,000 units at the rate 37.5 rupees per unit. The variable costs are 17,50,000. The variable costs are 17,50,000 rupees, which is include 14 lakh rupees as a manufacturing cost and 3.5 lakh rupees as a selling cost. The fixed costs are incurred uniformly throughout the year. The fixed costs are remain same throughout the year, and the amount of fixed cost is 35 lakh, which is including 15 lakh the amount of depreciation. There are no beginning and ending inventory. There is no beginning and the ending inventory. On the basis of these information, calculate the break-even sale label quantity, break-even sale label quantity, and cash break-even sale label quantity. There are two requirements. First, compute the break-even label quantity, and second is calculate cash break-even sale label quantity. So first we will calculate break-even sale quantity. First we will calculate break-even point. Break-even point is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost divided by contribution margin per unit. Their total fixed cost is 35 lakhs and the amount of contribution per unit is 20 rupees. How? The company's selling price is 37 rupees 50 paise and the variable cost is 17 rupees 50 paisa. Then the contribution is equal to selling price less variable cost, then 20 rupees. 37.5 minus 17.5 is equal to 20 rupees. Then the break even point or the break even quantity is 1,75,000 units. The 1,75,000 units are the break even point. Is that up to this point, at this point, the entity will neither receive or will neither earn any profit or any loss. This is the break even sales quantity. Now, there is another point is cash break even sale quantity. Cash break even sale quantity. Then it will be cash fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Cash fixed cost. Cash fixed cost, the total amount of fixed cost include 15 lakh rupees as the amount of depreciation, which is non-cash. Then the total fixed cost is equal to 20 lakh divided by contribution margin per unit. Then the total cash fixed cost is 20 lakh divided by contribution is 20 rupees. Then 1 lakh is the cash break even sale quantity. Cash break even sale quantity is 1 lakh units. Is that break even sale quantity is 1,75,000 and cash break even sale quantity is 1 lakh units. So on the basis of this example, we have understood how to calculate the cash break even sale quantity and break even sale quantity. These all are the basis for the calculation of cash break even sale quantity and break even sales quantity. Now we will discuss multi-product break even analysis. Now we will discuss the multi-product break even analysis. Multi-product break even analysis. In the multi-product environment where more than one product is manufactured by using a common fixed cost, the break-even point formula needs some adjustment. when there is any enterprises which is preparing or which is manufacturing multi-product. When it is a manufacturing or it is preparing, it is producing multi-product, or means when they are producing more than one product and they are using a common fixed cost, then the break even point in the respect of such production will be differ, or it may require some adjustments. The contribution is calculated by taking weightage for the products. The contribution per unit or the contribution is to be calculated by taking the weightage for the certain particular product. And the weightage may be the sale mix quantity or the sale mix value. The weightage may be of sale mix quantity or sale mix values. The calculation of multi-product, the calculation of multi-product break-even analysis can be understood with the help of following example. Is that the multi-product break-even analysis can be explained or can be understood with the help of certain example. There is a following example. On the basis of this, we will discuss multi-product break-even analysis. INF Limited sell two products. They INF Limited who produce two products and sell J and K. The sale mix is 4 unit of J and 3 unit of K. In the case of say, the INF sale 4 is to 3. The sale mix is 4 is to 3. 4 for J and 3 for K. The contribution margin per unit is 40 rupees for J. The contribution margin is 40 rupees for the J and 20 rupees for the K. And the total amount of the fixed cost per month is 6,16,000. The total amount of fixed costs are 6,16,000 rupees per month. Sales mix in the quantity is 4 unit of product J and 3 unit of product K. Then the ratio, sales ratio is equal to 4 is to 3. Composite contribution per unit by taking weights for the product sale quantity. The amount of contribution per unit by taking the weightage for the product sale quantity are product J is equal to the contribution margin is 40 rupees into the ratio is 4 divided by 7. It is the contribution plus production K 20 rupees, the amount of contribution into 3 rupees is the ratio and divided by 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. Then the contribution per unit by taking the average or by taking the weightage is 31.43 of product J or product K. Product J plus product K, the amount of contribution is 31.43 rupees. Composite break-even point. What is the composite break-even point? Composite break-even point is equal to common fixed cost. The composite break-even point is equal to common fixed cost divided by composite contribution per unit. The composite break-even point is equal to common fixed cost divided by composite contribution per unit. The common fixed cost is equal to 6,16,000. 6,16,000 divided by composite contribution per unit is 13.43. The common fixed cost is equal to 6,16,000. Total amount of fixed cost per month is 6,16,000 and the total amount of contribution. The total amount of contribution per unit is equal to 31.43. Then the composite, it is the composite break even unit is equal to break even point is equal to 19,600. 19,600 is the composite break even point. What is the break even point of product J? Now we will calculate it product wise. Total is 19,600 into 7 into 4 divided by 7 on the sales ratio. Break even point of product J is equal to 19,600 into 4 divided by 7. It is 11,200. 11,200 is the break even point of product J. And for product K, it will be 19,600 divided by 7 into 3. It will be 8,400 units. So on the basis of this question or on the basis of this example, we have understand how to calculate composite break even point and how we will bifurcate such a composite break even point into the products. So on the basis of this example, it is very much easy to understand the concept of composite break even point. Now there is another example, or there is another question on the basis of this. On the basis of this, there is a requirement to calculate break even point and sale to earn a profit of 20,000 rupees. Now calculate the following. Number 1 is break even point and number 2 is sales to earn a profit 20,000. The amount of fixed cost is 1,50,000. Variable cost is 15 rupees per unit and the selling price is 30. The selling price is 30 rupees per unit. The variable cost is 15. Then the amount of contribution is 20 rupees per unit. And the fixed cost is 1,15,000. And the company want to earn 20,000 rupees. Then what will be the break even point? Then the break even point will be fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. The contribution per unit will be sale price per unit less variable cost per unit. The sale price per unit less the variable cost per unit. Then fixed cost is 1,50,000 divided by contribution per unit. The contribution is 15 rupees. Then the total units of break even is 10,000 now. And the sale to earn the profit is equal to the sale to earn the profit of rupees 20,000. The entity want to earn the profit of rupees 20,000. Then the formula is fixed cost plus desirable profit divided by contribution per unit into selling price per unit. Fixed cost is 1,15,000 plus desirable profit is 20,000. The company want to earn profit 20,000 and the contribution per unit is 15 rupees and the selling price is 30. Then it is 3,40,000. 3,40,000. It is 3,40,000, or we can also calculate it by the fixed cost. This is the total amount of break even point. Total value. This is the 3,40,000 is the total value of break even point. And there is another formula to calculate the break even point. To calculate the break even point, in the value is fixed cost plus desirable profit divided by PV ratio. The PV ratio is a contribution divided by sale into 100. Amount of contribution is 15 rupees and sale is 13 rupees. Then it will be 50%. Then the fixed cost is equal to fixed cost plus desirable profit is equal to 1,17,000, 1,70,000, 1,15,000 plus 20,000, 1,70,000 is the amount of fixed cost plus desirable profit divided by the amount of PV ratio. Divided by the PV ratio. PV ratio is 50. PV ratio is 50%. Then the break even value, the break even point value is equal to 3,40,000. 3,40,000 is the break even point in value. So on the basis of this, we have understand how to calculate break-even point, and if the organization wants to earn a profit, then how we will calculate the break-even in the value. Now, we will discuss the limitations of break-even analysis. What are the limitations? What are the limitations of the break-even analysis? The limitation of the practical applicability of break-even analysis and break-even charts stream mostly from the assumption underlying CV. The limitation of the practical applicability of the break-even analysis and the break-even chart stream mostly from the assumption which is underlying CVV. There in the CVP concept or in the CVP point, we have discussed certain assumptions. Then there are the certain assumptions which are to be considered in the case of practically application of break-even analysis. Assumption like cost behaving in a linear fashion or sales revenue remain constant at the different sales level, or the stock will remain constant period after period, are unrealizable. Similarly, the assumption that only factors which influence cost in the activity level achieved is erroneous, because other factors like the inflation also have bearing a cost. So these are the limitations of the break-even analysis, because the break-even analysis consider all the assumptions which are defined in CVB analysis. But all these assumptions are not relevant, or these are not realistic. So these these all are the limitations of break even analysis. Now we will discuss margin of safety. What is the margin of safety and what is the formula of margin of safety? Margin of safety. The margin of safety can be defined as a differences between the expected level of sale and the break even sale. The margin of safety can be defined. The margin of the safety can be defined as a differences. It is defined as a differences between the expected level of sale less break-even sale. Is that margin of safety is equal to expected sale or projected sale minus break-even sale. The margin of safety is projected sale less break-even sale. The large of margin of safety, the higher is the chance of margin profit. When the margin of safety is higher, then the amount of the profit, the amount of making the profit will also be high. Now we will discuss it by the way of example. If the forecast sale is 1700 units per month, if there is a sale of 1700 units per month and break even sale is 1000, then what is the margin of safety? Then the margin of safety is equal to projected sale less break even sale. The projected sale is 1700 and the break even sale is 1000. Then 700 units of the 700 units are to be considered as margin of safety on the basis of this formula. On the basis of this formula, the margin of safety is equal to 700 units, which is 41% of sale. So, on the basis of this example, we have discussed how to calculate. We have discussed how to calculate the break, margin of safety. The margin of safety can also be calculated. The margin of the safety can also be calculated by identifying the differences between the projected sale and the break-even sale. The margin of safety can also be identified by the differences between the projected sale and break-even sale in the unit multiplying by contribution per unit. It is the differences between the projected sale and break-even sale into contribution per unit. This is possible because at the break-even point, all the fixed costs are recovered and further contribution goes into the making the profit. Instead, the margin of safety can also be calculated by the following formula. The formula is margin of safety is equal to PV ratio. PV ratio is equal to contribution divided by sale into 100. Is that on the basis of such formula, we can calculate the margin of safety. Margin of safety is a profit divided by CB ratio divided by PV ratio. And we can, there is another formula is margin of safety is equal to projected sales less break-even sale. So there are two formulas which can be used for the calculation of margin of safety. We will discuss such formula, applicability of such formula on the basis of an example. There is a company which is earned a profit of 30,000 during the year 2020. There is any company which is earning the amount of profit of rupees 30,000 in 2020. If the marginal cost and the selling price of the product is marginal cost is 8 rupees and the selling price is 10 rupees, then on the basis of this, calculate the amount of margin of safety. Then margin of safety formula is profit divided by PV ratio. Then the PV ratio formula is contribution divided by sale into 100. And the formula of contribution is selling price less the variable cost per unit. Then the amount of contribution is equal to selling price 10 minus 8. The amount of contribution is 2 and the amount of selling price is 10. Then the PV ratio is equal to 2 divided by 10, which comes 20%. And the margin of safety is equal to profit. The amount of profit is 30,000 and divided by PV ratio. PV ratio is 20%. Then the margin of safety is equal to 1,50,000. The margin of safety is 1,50,000. So, on the basis of this example, we have understand how to calculate the margin of safety on the basis of such formula. Now, we will discuss the variations of various marginal cost equation and other formulas. Variations of basic margin cost, basic marginal cost equation and other formula. Variations. There are some formulas which are used in this concept, just like sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus minus profit or loss. It is the amount of contribution. Is that the amount of the contribution can be calculated by sale minus the variable cost or fixed cost plus minus profit or loss. This is the formula for the calculation of variable cost, sorry, contribution per unit. So these all are the formulas, just like break-even sale is equal to fixed cost divided by PV ratio. PV ratio is equal to fixed cost divided by break-even sale. And contribution is equal to selling into PV ratio. PV ratio is equal to change in profit and change in sale. There are some points in the respect of which we can use different formulas, or these all are the variances. Just like break-even sale is equal to total sales minus का margin of safety sales. Margin of safety is equal to total sales divided by break-even sale divided by, sorry, total sales minus break-even sale divided by total sale. So these all are the formulas, and a single determination can be made by the use of different formulas. So there are the many formulas and there are the many variances in this formulas. This is part 3 of marginal costing, in which we have discussed some relevant points of marginal costing. We have calculated how to, we have discussed what is the break-even point, how to calculate break-even point in units, how to calculate break-even point in value, and if there is any organization want to earn a profit, then what would be the break-even point, And we have discussed break-even analysis, assumptions, limitations of break-even analysis, and margin of safety will also be it is also discussed by us, margin of safety and the formulas and the all examples of marginal of safety. So this is part 3. There is another parts of marginal costing. Kindly consider all the 4 parts of the marginal costing so that you can understand the full concept of marginal costing. Thank you so much. Bye bye.